show. Also, students competing in Britain's largest debating event are being forced to declare their gender pronouns. Those taking part in Oxford Union's schools competition, which includes participants aged 14 to 18, are instructed to state their pronouns such as he, she or they at the beginning of each debate round. Organisers warn that failure to comply with the equity policy could result in immediate disqualification from the contest. I say this every time. I think this is one of the more sinister stories that I've read. Disqualified for wrong speak, basically, and disqualified for something that is kind of sort of an optional extra. And you could take it further and say disqualified for something that actually is meaningless and doesn't really mean anything anywhere in the world other than to a politicised mind who doesn't know any better. Let's speak with Suzanne Evans, the political consultant on this. This is all shades of bonkers. We could write it off straight away and just say this is madness. But if people are taking part in a competition and they're going to be disqualified because they won't state their pronouns, really? Who's running this competition? China?
It's the Oxford Union. Would you believe it? That so-called bastion of free speech.
Right.
Funnily enough, they've just asked me to speak to them. We haven't fixed a date yet, but I think if they ask me their pronouns, they might get rather a rude response, but we shall see. No, this is, as you say, it's deeply sinister, really. It's bad enough, I think, as an adult being talked about your pronouns all the time. So LinkedIn, for instance, now, the professional website for business connections, asks you to state your pronouns. There is a way to opt out of it, but it's not easy. But actually trying to get children to buy into this ideology is, exactly as you say, Kevin, deeply, deeply sinister. It's a form of brainwashing, isn't it? You do as we do, or you won't be able to compete in this competition. You buy into some ideology that has no basis whatsoever in biology, or we'll kick you out. Totalitarian bullying. I don't think you can call it anything other than that.
No, you really can't. And I thought it was interesting that the press spokeswoman at the White House yesterday made a statement where she said that we don't respond to any emails now in government that have pronouns declared on the bottom of them. And I thought, good for them, because they're not going to play this daft game.
Yeah, it's very interesting because, I talk to government departments a lot, and very often people's pronouns, there they are. And you think this is almost like a virus that has infected whole institutions. Yeah. And clearly it's even got as far as the Oxford Union now. But I think it's also, for me, the fact that they're getting children involved here, it's pushing this idea that if you want to, they're saying to children, you can change your sex. You can defy biology. If you want to, you can even become a multiple personality and call yourself they or them. I just find it's absolutely awful, truly awful. And as I say, it's embedded now in just about every institution. And I don't quite know how we eradicate this awful ideology.
It's like saying Sigma. It's just like kids' vocabulary, really. No adult with a brain buys into this garbage. Everybody knows it doesn't mean anything. And in fact, as somebody's pointed out here, when you're speaking to someone, you never need to use their pronouns anyway. So I'm not quite sure what is achieved by stating your pronouns.
No, I don't think there's anything is achieved, really. The Oxford Union says, we want to avoid misgendering people. But what does that mean? People don't deliberately misgender people as a general rule. People say he or she by mistake, usually. In the same way, people get my name wrong all the time. They call me Susan or Sue. My name's Suzanne, but people get it wrong all the time.
My name's Ian. Sometimes people call me Kevin.
I think I just did, didn't I? Well, there you go, I proved the point.
There you go. You see, I'm not offended, although I will go away and cry after we've stopped speaking, Suzanne. No, listen, you're absolutely right. It doesn't... I often find with these stories, even if it's something I really disagree with, that maybe somewhere or something I can't quite see, there is a logical explanation. I might not like it, but there's a logical explanation. With this, I really cannot see one. I can only see harassment, bullying, a kind of, an underlying malaise of nastiness, I think we could say.
I think that's a great line. Yeah, I totally agree. If they just said, look, we don't want to offend anyone, we don't want to misgender anyone, so if you'd like to state your pronouns, that's fine. But to say, you must state your pronouns or we might not let you compete, that's a whole different ballgame, isn't it?
Spot on. Suzanne, thank you. I got your name right as well. Suzanne, thank you.